The slap that ended everything. I never thought the end of my marriage would begin with a slap. Not a metaphorical one, a real sharp sting across the face, delivered by my wife in front of 20 people. Some were friends, others strangers. One was the smug bastard she'd been cheating on me with, the same one who, moments later, would be spitting out a tooth I helped loosen. It happened on a Friday night at Ethan's house. Julia, my wife, insisted we go. It was his birthday. Supposed to be low-key. Drinks, small talk, maybe some karaoke. I didn't want to go. I was exhausted from work, and more than that, something about Julia had been off lately. Cold, distant, too excited to get ready for what she called just a chill night. She spent 2 hours in the bathroom, changed 3 times, finally emerged in a short red dress she hadn't worn in years, the kind that clung to every curve and screamed, "I want to be seen." I remember joking half-heartedly, "Trying to seduce Ethan or me?" She glared. "Don't be insecure. Maybe try dressing like you're alive for once." I should have known. At the party, she disappeared 5 minutes in. I got stuck sipping warm beer with Jason and his wife, listening to a monologue about their dog's kidney issues. Meanwhile, my eyes kept scanning the room. I spotted her near the back patio, laughing too loud, leaning too close to a guy I didn't recognize. He looked like a walking cliché. Tight shirt, flashy watch, arms too big for his IQ. Julia touched his arm, lingered, flirted. My gut twisted. I approached. "Julia," I said, forcing a smile, "you gonna introduce me?" She barely turned. "Oh, right. This is Brad. We work out together." Brad smirked like he was doing me a favor. "We've been sweating it out all month. Your wife's a beast in the gym." "A beast?" I said, gripping his hand harder than necessary. "Glad to hear it." Julia rolled her eyes. "Jesus, can you not be weird for 5 minutes?" That was it. I didn't need text messages or hotel receipts. I saw it all. In her posture, her laughter, her thrill. She was cheating. I tried to keep calm, walked away, caught my breath. But 10 minutes later, I found them again, this time in the kitchen, her hand on his chest, his finger brushing, her jaw. I snapped. "Julia," I said, loud enough for the whole room. "Can I talk to you?" She turned slowly, like I was the embarrassment. "Not now. We're having a conversation." "You're my wife," I said. "We need to talk." That's when it happened. She walked up to me, smiled sweetly, then slapped me, hard. The room froze. Someone gasped. Someone else laughed. Brad stood behind her, grinning like a jackal. And I didn't think. I acted. I shoved past her and smashed my fist into Brad's mouth, felt his tooth crack on my knuckle. He collapsed against the counter, bleeding, screaming. Julia screamed, too. People tried to hold me back. Someone shouted about calling the cops. I didn't care. I turned to Julia. "You think humiliating me makes you powerful?" I said. "You just made yourself look like trash in front of half the city." She didn't respond. Just stood there, mascara smudged, lips trembling, hands shaking. Rage? Shame? I couldn't tell. I walked out. Didn't even look back. I didn't go home. Not yet. That night I sat outside a 24-hour diner on the edge of town, face still burning, knuckles raw. The pain was real, honest. Unlike the months of lies I'd been living in. Around 3 a.m., I called my brother Kyle, told him everything. "She hit me," I said, "in front of everyone. Then I hit the guy she's been screwing." "Where are you?" he asked. "By Frank's Diner." "Don't go home tonight," he said. "Come crash here." So I did. The next morning, I went home. She wasn't there, just her purse and laptop. I opened it. She once told me she didn't believe in privacy between couples. Her words. I checked everything. The guy wasn't Brad. His name was Brandon W. She'd changed. His name in her contacts. The messages hit like bullets. Last night was insane. I still feel you on my thighs. Ethan's party is perfect timing. He's so stupid he won't even notice. Let's humiliate him. Just for fun. Fun. I wasn't just cheated on. I was entertainment. There were photos, audio, clips, videos. Her sister even knew. They all laughed about me. When she came home hours later, sunglasses, coffee in hand, she barely acknowledged me. "Oh, you're home," she said, like I was the one intruding. I turned the laptop screen toward her. She froze. "Go ahead," I said. "Pick your lie." Photoshopped? Old? Hacked? She didn't flinch. "Took you long enough," she said. "How long?" She sipped her coffee. "A few months, maybe more." "Why?" She shrugged. "Because I was bored. Because you're boring. Because Brandon makes me feel alive." I stared at her. "And that gives you the right to humiliate me?" "No," she said with a smirk. "It gives me the right to find someone who knows how to touch a woman." I clenched my fists, but I didn't hit her. I wasn't like her. I walked to the closet, grabbed a suitcase, started packing. "You're really doing this?" she asked. "A dramatic exit?" I zipped the bag. "No. I'm doing the only sane thing left, leaving before I become someone I hate." "You'll be back," she said. But she was wrong. I stayed with Kyle. Barely slept the first few nights. Replayed everything in my head. Her face, her laugh, that slap. By day 5, I stopped flinching when I heard her name. By day 7, I went back, not to talk, not to fight, just to get the rest of my things and end it. She wasn't home. I packed in silence. Found a note in the drawer addressed to me. I opened it. "If you're reading this, I guess you finally left. You were never exciting. Brandon may not be perfect, but at least he makes me feel something. I hope you find someone safe and boring, just like you." I laughed. Not because it was funny, because it was pathetic. On my way out, I ran into her and Brandon, his lips still bandaged. She looked at me like I was beneath her. "The runaway returns," she said. I didn't flinch. "You done with your tantrum?" she asked. "This isn't a tantrum," I said. "This is the last time you'll ever speak to me like I'm nothing." Brandon laughed. "Still got that right hook, tough guy?" I leaned in. "Still got 31 teeth?" His smile faded. I turned to Julia. "You didn't break me. You freed me." For the first time, she hesitated, just for a second. Then I walked away. The divorce was quick, clean, no kids, no shared debt. She didn't contest anything, almost like she wanted me gone. She posted passive-aggressive quotes online. "Sometimes you have to let go of toxic people. Strong women don't explain themselves to small men." Small men. I paid her mom's hospital bills, cleared her student loans, held her hand, through every panic attack, sat through every boring dinner with her dead-eyed cousins, and still I was the small one. But I let her talk, let her post, let her pretend, because I wasn't small. I was free. It happened on a Sunday, a quiet morning, soft light slipping through the curtains. Emily was still asleep beside me, breathing slow, one hand resting gently on my chest like it had always belonged there. I lay still, just listening to the calm. No tension, no storm behind the next breath, no waiting for the other shoe to drop. And that's when it hit me. I was done. Not just with Julia, with all of it. The pain, the mental loops, the what-ifs, and should-haves and pointless scenes I'd replayed 1,000 times trying to figure out where I went wrong. I hadn't gone wrong. I had loved. I had committed. I had fought to hold together something that was always meant to fall apart. That's not failure. That's honor. The betrayal didn't define me. The slap didn't break me. Her lies didn't bury me. I walked through fire, and I didn't just survive. I came out whole, stronger, wiser, more me than I'd ever been. Julia came into my life wearing a mask, pretending to be something she never really was. If I could give any man going through the same kind of hell a single piece of advice, it would be this. Don't chase closure from the person who shattered you. They don't have it. They never did. Closure isn't something they give you. It's something you give yourself the moment you stop seeing through the lens of your heartbreak and start seeing the truth for what it really is. She cheated. She humiliated me. She stood there and chose someone else, and then tried to rewrite the story so I was the villain. But I don't carry her lies anymore. I carry the lesson. And the biggest one? When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. I slipped out of bed, careful not to wake Emily, and walked barefoot to the balcony. The sky was waking up with me. Soft, slow, unhurried. The world felt quiet, clean, like it had finally exhaled with me. And in that moment, I knew with absolute clarity I'd never go back, not even in memory, because that chapter wasn't home anymore. This was.